Okay, so we've all probably heard some pretty rough first day on the job stories, right? But the one we're about to get into, it's on a whole other level. It's a story that, honestly, shines a light on a huge problem in a lot of workplaces. This whole sink or swim idea, and more importantly, what we can do to change it. I want you to just imagine this for a second. You walk into your brand new job, you're excited, you're ready to go, and this is the very first thing you see. This is the opening line from the story we're looking at today, and yeah, it drops us right into total chaos from the get-go. And that scene really sets the stage for our first part here, a true trial by fire. This was a first day that was, let's just say, anything but your standard orientation. So where does all this go down? We're at the Computer Learning Center in Paramus, New Jersey. You know, a place that sounds like it's all about education and helping people get ahead. But as you're about to see, what was happening inside was a very different story. Now, let's add another layer to this. The time is 5:30 p.m. It's peak rush hour. The chaos on the roads outside is pretty much a perfect reflection of the high-stress, crazy environment that's brewing inside this building. And for the author of this story, this wasn't just some random Tuesday. Nope, this was his first day, his introduction to the company. Talk about a warm welcome, huh? So let's just piece this together. He's the new computer instructor. His plan for the day was super simple. Just watch his colleague, Nancy Baker, teach a class to get the lay of the land. Easy enough. But instead, he walks in to find Nancy literally on the floor, looking like she's having a full-blown panic attack. And maybe the wildest part of all this? The other teachers, they don't even blink. They're just completely unfazed. And that right there tells you everything you need to know about the culture he just walked into. So, what happens next? Does someone step in to help? Nope. Still on the floor, Nancy just hands him a marker and says these two words, completely deadpan, "Go teach." No training, no prep, nothing. Just go. It's unbelievable, isn't it? And yet, he did it. He went and taught. And that brings us to our next section, the price of success. What does it actually cost a person to thrive when everything is stacked against them? So even though this was basically a setup for failure, let's call it what it is, sabotage, he walks into that classroom and absolutely nails the lecture. The students loved him. One of them even came up to him afterward and said he was much better than the other teacher. A small win, but man, was it a big deal in that moment. But that win came at a huge cost. To keep up, to stay ahead, he was routinely up until 2:30 in the morning every single night, just prepping for the next day's class. Then he'd catch a few hours of sleep and do it all over again. It was brutal. And all that stress, it wasn't just mental. It had a very real physical impact. He lost 20 pounds in just a couple of months. I mean, that's not exactly a healthy professional development plan. But here's the thing, his grit, his sheer determination, it paid off in the long run. Since that absolutely chaotic first day, he's gone on to train over 6,000 adults. Think about the incredible impact he's had. Now, this whole incredible personal story isn't just some crazy anecdote. It's actually a perfect example of a much, much bigger problem. And that's what we're diving into next, defining this sink or swim problem. So what are we really talking about here? A sink or swim culture is basically any workplace that throws new people into the deep end with zero support, no real training, and just expects them to figure it out or fail. Does that sound at all familiar to anyone? And just to be clear, this is not a one-off thing. The author tells another quick story about a colleague named Kathy. Her training was literally just being handed a stack of papers with zero guidance. This kind of thing, unfortunately, happens all the time. So let's just lay it all out, side by side. On the left, you have the old way, the sink or swim approach. It's all about isolation, high stress, and being afraid to ask questions. But on the right, you see a better way. A supportive culture is built on mentorship, real training, focusing on well-being, and creating a safe space where it's okay to learn. The difference is just night and day. Okay, so we've diagnosed the problem, we know what it looks like. Now for the most important part, how do we actually fix it? That brings us to our final section, building a better boat, with 7 concrete tips for creating a workplace that actually supports its people. All right, these 7 steps are really the roadmap. First up, provide comprehensive training. We're not talking about just handing someone a binder. We mean structured learning that actually sets them up to succeed. Second, assign a mentor. Give a new person a go-to human they can ask for help without feeling stupid. Third, you gradually increase their responsibilities. You build confidence by starting small, not by throwing them into the fire on day one. Next, and this one is huge, create a safe space for questions. Make it clear that curiosity is a good thing, not a sign of weakness. From there, you've got to offer regular feedback and coaching so people always know where they stand and how they can improve. It's also so important to foster a collaborative spirit, not a competitive one. And finally, number 7, actually monitor employee well-being. Check in on your people, see how they're doing. Prevent that burnout before it even has a chance to start.
So we're going to leave you with this question to think about in your own career. Whether you're the new person just starting out or you're the one in charge of a team, ask yourself this. Are you just preparing yourself to swim in whatever tough environment you end up in, or are you the one who's actively building a boat, making the journey a little bit better, a little bit safer for everyone else around you? It's something to think about.